Uh-oh. Kind of a scuzzy line. Man. I don't know. It looked pretty good to me. All right, welcome back to Shiloh Park Golf Course in Zion, Illinois, where me and my buddy Tim are in the middle of a pretty good Hickory versus Modern match play on this Larry Packard designed course. Here's what we've got going on. Tim's a 12.9 handicap. I'm a 24, but he's given me 8 strokes. I explained that in the previous video, holes 1 through 4, so you'll definitely want to watch that before this one. Just a quick refresher. Here's what's in the bag, sponsored by Stewart and Jacoby. Only using 3 clubs for this round. My 36 degree McGregor flange mashie. My 21 degree Jack White spoon replica made by Louisville Golf. And then I've got my trusty Tom Stewart RTJ putter. And for ball, I'm using the Callaway Super Soft, going up against Tim's full set of Ping i500 irons, Callaway Big Bertha woods. He's got a Ping hybrid in there too, and then he's got a Cleveland wedge, and he's using a Titleist AVX. Playing from the whites, which is about 2,700 yards, and just a reminder, I'm up 2 after 4 holes, going into number 5, which is a par 4, 330 yards. Water gets into play here on the right side. Tim and I have put each probably a couple dozen balls into that pond.
Did quite a few of those back in the day? I saw the head of the club, like way down here, below my shoulder.
Like you came all the way back.
John
Just explaining to Tim
like that.
how much I overswung on that shot to duff that just barely in front of the women's tee. That's just fine. Meanwhile, Tim takes advantage and crushes his drive right down the middle. Actually goes over the water on the left. So I got some work to do here. The ground was pretty dry, so that actually rolled out okay for me, but not what I was looking for. But 150 yards out, and I end up pushing this into the trees. All Tim needs to do is play it safe here.
Uh-oh.
Kind of a scuzzy line. That shot actually underscores one of the big differences between moderns and hickories. I would have been using my mashie to run it up to the green as opposed to using any kind of lofted club to loft it into the green like Tim's doing. But Tim's most comfortable doing that, and that's what modern clubs are made to be able to do.
I died on you.
So I pretty much have to knock this in here, and instead I end up rolling it well past the hole. So Tim's got a putt for par here. Just comes up short, but I gave him the bogey putt and then ended up missing the long comeback putt for myself, so I'll give one back to Tim. That takes us to an interesting hole here, number 6, par 4, 327 yards. I haven't said much about the designer of this course, Larry Packard. Packard trained under Robert Bruce Harris in the 40s and 50s, and both Harris and Packard are known for their very economical approaches to golf course design. And by economical, I mean they kept maintenance in mind with their designs. They kept strategy very straightforward. So each hole kind of laid itself out for you pretty clearly as to what you should do in order to play it well. There are risk-reward opportunities, as in this hole here. You could try to cut some distance off the hole by going over the bunker off the tee, but it's a pretty long tee shot there. So, you know, in general, I mean, Packard's design here has held up really well. This course hasn't been redesigned at all since it was designed in the early 60s. And it's been easy for the Zion Park District to maintain over the years. So it's pretty much done its job. Right, back to the action here. Tim's got an opportunity to take another one back from me pretty quick. I've made a mess of this hole being in both bunkers.
Great shot.
And yeah, I gave that par putt to him.
We're all square.
So we were back to all square, heading into number 7, which is the other par 3, 144 yards. Another straightforward par 3, but it does get a little tricky on windier days. The wind can swirl a bit and confuse you as to what it's doing. We couldn't tell that the wind was blowing as hard as it was. It was probably a 1-club wind toward the green that we didn't pick up on off the tee.
There's a lot. There must be some wind up there that we can't feel back.
So we both came up short. was hoping to get more out of that mashy chip there. Tim had some rough to deal with.
Pretty good, pretty good.
I got a long putt for par. Would have been real nice to get that one.
Thank you.
But really all I need to do is match Tim shot for shot because I'm stroking on this hole. And I end up taking it with the bogey that turns into a par. So I'm one up now going into number 8. I'm starting to taste victory. Par 4, 306 yards. It seems distance-wise like it might be drivable, but you got that big pond in front of the green that forces a layup for most folks. And again, Tim and I are very familiar with the right side of this fairway. And we both revisit our youth over there again.
Got a nice kick too.
I was in a worse spot than Tim. Had to punch this through the spruce. Fortunately,
No, that's fine.
a lot of air in there. Got through. Tim was in better shape here. Had a good look at the green. But again, came up short. Confused by the wind. I was just trying to get it over the water. I've found that pond many times and was just trying to avoid getting in there again. Got an unlucky break there toward the end of that shot to bound left. But I was going to get a little bit of help here from Tim. So I would have liked to get more out of that. Again, I'm stroking on this hole, so I'm just trying to match Tim stroke for stroke, and I'll have this wrapped up. So I did what I needed to do here. Ended up with a 5 after the stroke. Tim's got to hit this putt to have the hole and keep the match going. But it comes up short. So the sweet taste of victory is mine. 2-1 here in this Hickory versus Modern match play. Here's some post-game analysis.
I thought with the modern clubs I'd be able to, kind of have a little bit of strategy, take the course apart a little bit more than I did. I just hit a lot of bad shots, didn't hit any greens in regulation. And with Chris stroking on 8 of the 9 holes, that just wasn't going to work. I had to hit, majority of the shots, greens in regulation, 2 putts. Just never did that.
Yeah, I think there is an advantage, obviously, between moderns and hickories, so the extra strokes are certainly fair. But like Tim said, unless you're playing your A game, with somebody getting extra strokes on every hole, pretty much, you're not gonna cut it. And I barely eked out this win. So, win for the hickories, win for the mashy. Yeah, feels good to be in the winner's circle finally.
So yeah, I don't think Tim will be giving me 8 strokes anytime soon, but I'll take a win however I can get it. Let's show you the last hole here at Shiloh. It's a par 4, 299 yards. If you can draw it around that big tree in front of you, you can drive this hole. But Tim and I were always on the right side, and that's where we're headed today too. I got a nice members bounce off the tree to keep my ball in play. Tim, on the other hand, ended up sending his way right over to number 2.
You're on number 2.
So he'll be taking a walk. Using the mashie here to get it back into the fairway, about 135, 140 yards. And using the mashie once again for the approach. But ended up pulling that left. Fortunately came up short of the bunker there. Meanwhile, Tim's nowhere to be found. I don't know if he's on number 2 or if he's gone back in time 25 years. But that was a pretty good chip up with the mashie. So I try to wrap up this hole. I want to thank you for watching this Hickory versus Modern match play from Shiloh Park Golf Course in Zion, Illinois. I'll be back next week with another course vlog. And in the meantime, why don't you head over to stuartjacoby.com and check out the wide variety of head covers they have, including the one that I use, which you can see in the beginning of this video in the What's in the Bag clip. If you use the promo code HickoryHacker21, you'll save 10% on your purchase. Alright, that'll wrap up this video. I'll see you next week. As always, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.